What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another MMA YouTube video. Sorry, this is out late. A bunch of bullshit happened. But basically, today we're going to be doing the rankings and ratings updates for UFC 316. I know I'm still talking about it. I know pretty much everybody's on to Usman Buckley now, but I wanted to get this out, and it was later than I thought it would be, but still. Basically, what this is, if you don't know, we have a spreadsheet that I made for this channel. It's linked in the description of this video and every video. I would just use it as a guide and click on the link and look at it. And we have ratings in that video. We have pretty much every important fighter in the UFC, and we rate them like NBA 2K, Madden, FIFA, overall, that type of thing. If you've already watched this channel before, you know what they are. That's what this video is. It's going to be the updates of that spreadsheet from UFC 316, and I got cool visuals for it and shit. We're going to talk about pretty much every fighter from 316. If I didn't talk about them, my opinion didn't really change on them, or I already talked about them in the recap of the matchmaking video. So let's just get into it. I'm going to shrink myself here. Hold on. Watch this shit. Yep. Shrunken. There we go. We're going to start off on a positive note, the most positive note, the biggest risers. I would like to say this card, because of the just nature of this card, with every fight, it felt like there was a minus 300, minus 500 favorite. There weren't that many big risers and big losers, right? So this is probably the lowest, biggest risers we've ever had at +2. We usually get a +3 at least, then a +4, +5, that type of stuff, maybe even higher. So yeah, we didn't really have biggest, huge risers in here, but obviously Merab, just know he's just getting better every time. He's now a 98 overall, which the only other 98 overall in the UFC right now is actually another Georgian, Ilya Topuria, funny enough. So he's pretty much in elite territory. If you go look at the spreadsheet, we have a legacy tab where we have all the some of the 99 overall fighters, and that pretty much doesn't exist, right? It's 4 fighters maybe. You can probably assume who they are, or go look at it if you want. So yeah, Merab just joining elite company, showing progressions in his technical skill, right? And so that's why you see in the bottom there, you see it's the 87 striking and 96 grappling is in green. That means those specific attributes raised, and that's what led to his +2 going from 96 to 98. He showed submission ability. He showed kind of evolved striking on the feet. It's not good by any means. He is just kind of still flailing around. It's very not technical at all, but it's better, right? And that's 87 striking is insanely good for a guy whose striking is that shit. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it, but yeah, man, Merab is just, there is no denying him, right? At this point, you cannot deny the body of work he's put in, and he's clearly improving every fight. He arguably outstruck O'Malley, which of course the grappling edge helps, and that's why O'Malley, we'll get to O'Malley way later in this video, but he has way higher striking than Merab, but still, he's just shown improvements. It's pretty much seems like he's impossible to beat. Obviously, 99 condition, that was already there. So, and then Quillen Sao killed. Just a little bump because his offensive grappling looked great. It looked great against Gage Young, and it has looked great on the regional scene in Australia. But I don't know. Yanal Lashmuz, to me, a non-injured Yanal Lashmuz, it's pretty impressive to kind of just ragdoll him. So yeah, Quillen Sao killed, just an insanely well-rounded fighter, really good at lightweight. 81 overall for his status. We'll get to some other fighters who are lower. For his status is really impressive. So as you can see, number 42 ranked lightweight, pretty impressive. And so for the rankings, as you can see, he's number 42. If it's blue, that means the ranking went up. If it's orange, that means the ranking went down. So it's not the same as attributes, where attributes is red and green, blue and orange, just to differentiate. Let's get on to the biggest losers. Once again, the biggest losers were only -2 guys. And they weren't even the biggest deal, -2. I guess Bruno Silva, he is showing a clear decline in his career, right? Pretty much across the board. For both these guys, Chaos Williams, Bruno Silva, across the board, we're seeing drops. For Bruno Silva, his striking just tremendously dropping. His grappling didn't take a hit, and then his condition, that chin, that durability, he's gotten finished twice in a row in pretty much the same exact fashion. It's not like he's getting slept out cold, he's just taking a fuck ton of damage and curling against the fence. I don't mean to shit on him, dude, he's taking, but the problem is that he's taking so much damage, and even in the Cody Durden fight, he took a lot of damage, so his stats are just lowering, his ranking lowered, and he only ended up getting a -2 here from 83 to 81, but I can definitely see that getting worse. And as for Chaos, I don't know. He just looks like he's regressing a little. As you can see, stats lowering across the board minorly. That's why it only led to a -2. But his striking, his technical strike, he just couldn't get anything going. It felt like he couldn't hit Gustafsson clean. And even if he did, it felt like, which he didn't really, but even if he did, it felt like his power like just wasn't as much there as it used to be. His grappling, he got ragdolled. His condition, he got the life sucked out of him, paused by a guy who was just a fucking dog. So yeah, at his ranking lowered just a little bit. He went from like 30 to 32 or some shit like that, but he still did. Yeah, not much to say about these guys. Just very minor regressions for each of them. Except Bruno Silva's might be a little more alarming in terms of his career as a whole. New additions. Yeah, as you can see, we got Andreas Gustafsson and Ju-Sang Yu here. Gustafsson, as you can see, ridiculous condition stat for a new addition, 87. If you look throughout the spreadsheet, you'll notice condition stats just kind of go lower as the fighters get worse, and that's naturally how it goes. I kind of use it as like an invisible meter, if that makes sense. Visible, it's very visible, but like it also just. This is so stupid to say, but for those lower rank guys, that lower condition has to do with like will to win, because it does matter like way more than people think it does in MMA. So, but yeah, man, Gustafsson, there's no question about this guy's fucking will to win, right? The guy is a dog. If you watched any of his fights, he just pursues, gets in close, violence to the max, disgusting stuff. Dominated Chaos Williams, just fucking walked through him. Debuts at number 31 in the rankings, which is really fucking good in a division like welterweight, where I believe we have 66 fighters or something like that, 64 fighters, something around that. And just in our spreadsheet, the UFC probably has about 70 signed welterweights, 70, 75 or so. So, yeah, really impressive for him to take on a great opponent in his debut and beat him like that as an underdog, which I picked, by the way. Really, really impressive. And for Ju-Sang Yu, he fought a terrible opponent, one of the worst opponents in the UFC's modern era, but he beat him in an impressive way. Usually the way guys beat Jekasargi is by taking him down, and this guy just slumped him out cold. Like, it's not like Jek is some fucking demon on the feet. Like, he's bad everywhere, but his grappling is, like, so egregiously bad that guys just go to that. But nah, man, he just slumped him out cold 30 seconds into the fight. As you know, debuting at 59 in featherweight, that's pretty much as low as you can go at featherweight. I might have one or two guys below him, but this is just not a quality win, so I can't put him that much higher in terms of the rankings. But hey, 76 overall, solid debuting ranking for a guy who has like decent experience. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about Ju-Sang Yu. I'm excited to see what he does in the future. Minor changes. We got a couple of two slides of these to go to. We got this, then another slide, and then we're gonna end it off with guys who stayed the same. You can't see Markel Medeiros. 77 overall, +1. All right, I'm going to move my fucking camera back. You just heard it. That's a 77. And Mario Bautista, let's start with Mario. 87 overall, just a minor increase because Patchy was clearly not the guy we thought he was. So I'm not going to say like, oh, we confirmed that Patchy was this top 5 championship. Well, I don't know if everyone thought he was going to be that, but was this top 5 championship level fighter. We confirmed that he is that, and Mario beat him. Like, no, it is clear that Patchy is not that level of fighter, but Mario still looked great, and he's still improving. Just in the striking is his attribute raise, and it's only by, I believe, 2. I think he was at an 86 striking, where he was at an 86 overall, and I was at an 88 striking, 87 overall. Pretty just minor stuff, but it's just like, dude, he looked fucking great on the feet. That speed really just looking faster. The mid-range striking, the way he was able to use, like, transition in between close and long range, which is what the mid-range is, was awesome. And and he's went up from number like 10 to number 9, some menial shit like that. Replaced Cejudo, I think. And then Markel Medeiros just showed improvements in the cardio and grappling, I thought. He just looked solid throughout the whole fight. Not the best opponent, Mark Choinsky on short notice. But, and as you could see, he's number 58. Even though he's on a 3-fight win streak, like, none of his wins are of real great substance. So he's still at about at 58 in the lightweight rankings, almost as low as you can go. Lightweight is our biggest division. In our spreadsheet, I believe we have 71 lightweights. We have a lot of lightweights. I think it's 70 on the dot. So he's pretty low, but it is what it is. He just needs to get a better win. But hey, he's clearly improving. I mean, he started on this channel when he made his UFC debut. I believe he was at a 74. Now he's at a 77. 3 fights in, maybe you want to see a little more progression, but progression is progression. We have guys who, come in and they stagnate at like a 75. So good on him. Yeah. Next, okay, is the fucking slide not going to change? It's not, dude. All right. Sean O'Malley, right? I think it's unfair to go crazy and say he's bad and he's never that good, which is funny, but it's not true. Like, he's great. He's an unbelievable striker, as you can see there. It's cut off a little because I don't want to move my fucking camera, but it's a 98 overall strike. Like, the guy's striking is unbelievable. It's out of this world. But Merab's pressure and grappling was and striking, to be fair, all mixed, and it was just too much. And so this overall lowering is entirely from the grappling. Because I don't know. I just thought he'd be able to, like, of course, Merab's improvements in the grappling, 100% credit to him. Like, no doubt about that. He won the fight. I don't want to be out here saying O'Malley lost the fight. Merab, like that fucking bullshit that the one reporter was asking Russell Westbrook in that famous clip. Like, no. No, but he did admittedly look worse than when he had a fucking torn labrum. So it's clear that something in the grappling isn't clicking. Maybe not even like it used to. Maybe it's just something we didn't know. But he got fucking dominated, right? He looked good on the feet, like in moments, but you could tell he just was never comfortable, which you just can't get comfortable with Merab. He looked fine in round 2. He looked fine on the feet in round 1, but every time he got on the ground, he was like, shit, dude. I mean, you're getting fucked up. And that was what it was. He got subbed by Merab, which, once again, in the beginning of the video, I fucking up Merab's grappling. You can go look at the little intricate numbers in the spreadsheet if you want to, for like the top fighters. Like, I'd probably say about the top 20, 25 fighters in the UFC. We do have every single little attribute rated. You can go see what I mean by that if you look at the spreadsheet, but close range striking, mirror range striking, submission defense, submission offense, takedown defense, clinch grappling, all that shit. Cardio, chin is all for these top fighters, including these 2 guys. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Sub defense obviously took a hit. Even if he is improving, you can't be getting subbed by Merab, especially like that. Sub defense took a hit. Bottom game took a hit, which I thought O'Malley was pretty decent with. Maybe he just needs fence grabs to be decent with it, Yeah. I don't know. It's weird calling it a regression because it's not really a regression. I just think it's like there's parts of his game that just aren't good. And I think I missed them when I was previously rating him. So, yeah, I think 93 overall is still a phenomenal ranking. That's still probably a top 20 fighter in the UFC. Probably top 15 fighter in the UFC if I had to think of it off the top of my head. So, you could fact check me on that if you go look at the spreadsheet once. I've said look at the spreadsheet about 75 times in this video. Yeah, that's it. And then we got the last slide, Italian keeping it Peter. This basically means guys that stayed the same but are worth talking about. Like stagnated but are worth talking about. Because pretty much every fighter on the card stagnates, right? I mean, we talked about what? 6 guys that changed, 7 guys ratings that changed in this video, right? Like there's more than 7 fighters on the card, but these are guys where they stagnate, and it's specifically interesting to talk about their stagnation. And that sounds negative. There's a reason the title is green and red because it can be both positive and negative. With Joshua Van, it's kind of neutral. Like, did he look unbelievable, and was it insanely entertaining and one of the sickest performances I've seen in a while and fucking awesome? And do I love Joshua Van, and does everyone love Joshua Van? Yes, no doubt. I love Joshua Van. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's incredible for the sport. But when I'm talking about an overall raise, right? I had him at 86. All his attributes stayed the same. As you can see, 90 striking, 85 grappling, 87 condition. And he moved up in the rankings to 10. I've made the color. Just fucking ignore it, all right? But I don't think he proved anything to me. Like, maybe he proved he had a little more power, but not really because, he did, but we knew he had power. We knew he had, I don't know, he didn't show any, like, offensive grappling. He didn't show any defensive grappling against a better grappler than probably the best grappler he's faced. I mean, Racer Ryu is nasty, but Racer Ryu just has nothing on the feet, which makes his grappling so easy to negate. It wasn't some grueling pace against him. He put a fucking pace on Bruno Silva, but it was his fight. It was his pace the entire fight. So, I don't know. Maybe some people won't get this, but I thought it was fair to keep Joshua Van at 86. I don't know. And 86 is high, especially for flyweight. You know, we do scale by division just a little bit. Not entirely, but we do definitely use some division bias in the ratings. So, like, as you can see, Joshua Van's a 90 striking and Joe Pyfer's an 88. They're worlds apart in terms of technical striking. That's not everything that goes into it. Joe Pyfer's a middleweight, Van's a flyweight. So yeah. And then let's talk about Joe Pyfer. Just like didn't look good at all. Just total stagnation from him. I don't know, man. I gotta see more. Like, it was really disappointing. He got a layup in Kelvin Gastelum. That's what Kelvin was. I mean, Kelvin is just not a high-level fighter anymore. He has nothing. He still has his chin. That's just about it. His chin and his heart. And I don't know, man. Pyfer just gotta show more. Like, 84 overall is good. For a middleweight who's, you know, he's number 16. He's our highest ranked middleweight that isn't in the official UFC rankings. Like, really good. I just got to see more. I was considering lowering him, honestly, because 88 striking feels rich for a guy who, in certain fights, just doesn't have a bag. Like, we've seen him have a bag before. In this fight, he did not have one at all, and he didn't show his grappling either, which invisible fight IQ buffer could affect it. So, yeah, that's it. Any other important fighters to talk about? Like Patchy Mix, I didn't actually add him to the spreadsheet because his performance was so embarrassing. I'm going to, let him get a win first because I didn't even feel like fucking evaluating that shit, to be honest. And then, who else? Holland and Luque stayed the same, pretty much. Luque, I kind of knew what it was with him coming into this fight. That's what it ended up being. Holland, I have him at, you could go check him out in the spreadsheet if you want more intricate ratings. I have him at 80 overall. I don't feel like that changed. If he beats Colby, that's UFC 316. We're going to have Usman Buckley predictions coming out tomorrow. So I'm excited for that card. I bet everyone watching this is too, and I bet no one's watching this because they're already excited for that card. So, yeah. All right. Have a good one. Goodbye.